Hi, everyone. We have some of the math hawks here tonight, and we are going to share with you some of the things that we have learned from our quantitative literacy course. And my name is Billie Walters.
Ashley Cole.
And Susan Patterson.
Okay, and we're going to start off with some questions, and I'm going to start off with asking Susan first. Susan, what is an example of misleading information?
All right, misleading information, whether you're a consumer or voter, is where someone somewhere will try to use what I call the sleight of hand maneuver to supply you with false information.
Okay.
Some of the information you will receive is very hard to detect and usually can fool the average consumer into thinking that they're getting something that they are really or not, or into believing facts that are skewed. I use the case of the presidential unemployment, where they do not start at zero and are using too wide of a reference frame as far as numbers, where it looks like there's a greater span.
Okay.
Is that me? That everybody's waiting on?
Yeah.
So I ask Ashley. Let me find Ashley's questions. All right, Ashley, which chart or graph would you use to compare and contrast a set of data?
I would use a Venn diagram. The reason I would use a Venn diagram is because it helps identify similarities in between each data.
Okay.
All right. Billie?
Uh-huh.
What are pie charts used for?
Pie charts are used for, they are generally used to show percentage or proportional data, and they also can represent the percentage by each category that is provided next to the corresponding slice of pie.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right, my next question is for Ashley. Ashley, what is the X and the Y axis?
The x-axis is at the bottom of the graph and goes from left to right, whereas the y-axis is beside the graph and goes from top to bottom.
Okay.
All right, Susan. How do Venn diagrams help in seeing a better quality of data and information?
All right. All right, Venn diagrams take the information or data that you have and help you see any overlapping data. The chart that we used for the ones that were obese, high blood pressure, and type 2 diabetes, it showed us the people that were surveyed that had the multiple afflictions, not just one single. You can use this type of diagram to study the overall picture of the data that you collected.
Sounds good.
Okay, and Billie, what is a pie chart?
Excuse me. A pie chart is a type of a graph in which a circle is divided into sectors that each represent a proportion of a whole. It is used to illustrate a ratio of data as a part of a group, and the proportions will be shown as units or percentages in the pie chart.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. Ashley, how would you use a bar graph?
You would use a bar graph to compare things between different groups or keep track of change over time.
Okay.
Or change.
Right.
All right. Billie, What are bar graphs?
Bar graphs, excuse me. Bar graphs, when we talk about them, bar graphs seem to be more flexible than pie charts. But a bar graph can compare any set of quantities that are measured in the same unit. It has a rectangular bars to show the comparisons and relationships of data.
All right.
Okay. All right, my next question is going to be for Susan. Okay. Susan, what are the advantages of using tables, charts, and graphs to help you organize and manage your time?
Okay, just like the CEO of a major corporation, they use all types of tools to manage their time, whereas their motivation is their end margin of profit and loss. This can also work for an individual, except our motivation would be the organization of our time and our daily schedule.
Mm-hmm.
As we have seen in this assignment, just trying to get this organized, our meeting today, it's not necessarily easy to manage more than one person's time.
Right.
But if you keep everything charted and organized, it should hopefully produce maximum efficiency and minimal effort.
Okay, great.
Okay, my next one is for Ashley. And what is the function of the y-intercept?
The function of the y-intercept graph is to be the point where the graph crosses the y-axis.
Okay.
All right, Susan.
Yes.
What types of charts and graphs are useful in helping track your nutritional intake?
I found that the bar chart gave the best visual outcome. Pie charts, they were kind of a little bit too cluttered and a little harder to distinguish the differences. When I compared myself to my husband and our caloric intake, on the bar chart, I did two of them. It looked like on one of them that we were right side by side, and that's the correct one because we're just 150 calories difference. Whereas I tried the one with the skewed, and it looked like he ate a lot more calories than I did if you don't start the tables at 0.
I need a
Did what?
I said I need a certain diet like y'all.
Oh. All right. My next one is to Billie. What are the segments of a pie chart?
Each pie chart, has segments, and it kind of just looks like a piece of a pie or a piece of a pizza, a slice of pizza. And each segment is a proportional part or a section that represents the segments, and it could represent how much money was spent of something. It could explain how many, or can depict the level of data or just anything. That's usually what pie charts are. So, I mean, any kind of data that you want to put in a pie chart can be done in percentages.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. My question I have is for Ashley. Ashley, what would happen if you were to change the heights of random shoppers in your chart?
Give me just a sec. It would change the graph completely. It would make where the markers are changed, which would make where the line is changed. It could either make the markers higher or lower depending on how much the heights have changed. All right, Billy.
Uh-huh.
Are there different types of bar graphs?
Yes, there are different types of bar graphs. There are horizontal bar charts and bar charts that are normally drawn so that bar are vertical, which means that the taller the bar, the larger the category. There's grouped bar charts. Group bar charts are the way of showing information about subgroups of the main categories, and they're stacked bar charts. Okay. All right, my next question will be for Susan. And Susan, what do the standard deviations in a bell chart show us?
Okay, a bell chart actually helps us to see the main group of the data that we've collected, and the standard deviations within the bell chart show us what information is not in that main average. For example, the college sleepers, where most of them were between 5 and 9.5 hours of sleep, the ones that were more or less started filling out the chart going in either direction of more or less from the averages.
All right.
Okay, my next one. I think I've lost track. Ashley, which chart or graph would you use to compare and contrast a set of data?
I would use the Venn diagram. The reason I would use the Venn diagram is because it helps identify similarities and differences.
Okay.
And Susan,
Oh.
what's a good use for profit according to sales diagrams?
Okay, a lot of businesses get in over their head when they first start out, and they're not able to survive what I call the struggling period, where they make little to no profit. I think these profit, according to sales diagrams, if started in the beginning, will help them to be able to visually see and manage their resources and their financial status better. They can see how long it's going to be before they can make a profit, and hopefully plan for that for the future in that.
Sounds good.
Okay, and I think I've got Billie. What are bar charts good for?
Bar charts, let's see, they are good for line graphs, bar charts. They can be used to compare changes over the same period of time for more than one group. Pie charts are the best to be used when we're trying to compare parts as a whole. However, you know, they don't show changes over time. So bar graphs are used to compare things between different groups to track changes over time.
Okay. Is that everybody's questions?
No, I think I have one more for you. No, I've done all mine.
I got one more.
Okay.
You gotta ask number 6.
Okay. Ashley, what is a good use for profit according to sales diagrams?
It's not that one. That's Susan's.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Okay, then I'm showing that I've asked you all of mine.
Did you ask do you agree with the actions outcome of your pie chart? Was it this one or the last one?
That's Susan.
Oh, yes, that would be me.
Sorry.
Okay, Ashley, do you agree with your actions and the outcome of your pie chart?
Yes, I do agree with the actions of my pie chart, because every time I calculate it, they turn out the same way.
Well, okay.
Which is referring to my basic home life and my bills for my house and water, electric, etc.
Okay.
Emergency stuff that pops up.
Yeah,
There you go.
Okay. Ashley, did you ask number 6 for Susan?
yeah, I did.
I think so.
Okay, I just didn't check it off. I'm sorry. Okay, so I believe we are finished with all of our questions, and I can't wait for all of us to meet with our other math hawks. Are y'all excited about that? We have a couple.
Oh, Ashley won't be there.
I won't be
Oh,
there, but
Ashley won't be with us at the 9 o'clock recording, but we're going to miss you and we'll think about you. We'll have 2 young gentlemen with us tonight, and we will record that and share that with you also. So thanks for watching us and giving us your time. Bye.
Hi, everybody. Somebody.